If you've been pooping for as long as I have, you know it's not very difficult. You may be thinking, Scott, I've been pooping for years. People have been pooping outside for millennia. Why do I need somebody to teach me how to poop? Well, ma'am, that may be true, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a right way and a wrong way to do it somewhere outdoors. The fact is, you're not always going to be near a toilet, or loo as they say in England. Listening to these steps will only take a moment, and employing the leave no trace principles will ensure that you and the people who come after avoid a crappy experience. I'm sorry, I had to. Find a good spot at least 200 yards from any water source, trail, campsite, or attraction. You don't want anybody coming across the site of your dirty deed. Dig yourself a hole that is about a forearm's length deep. This is called a cat hole, and a lot of people use trowels or some other compact digging tool, but a good stick or rock is good in a pinch. Turning over a rock is also a good way to get a start and can be used to cover up at the end, but this isn't an alternative to burying your waste at the end. Whatever you use, try not to get any poo on it in the process. Pull your pants to knee height and squat over the hole. If available, you can use a tree for balance. Here comes the tricky part, wiping. First of all, pick a hand, stick to it, and don't touch anything else until it's properly cleaned. Toilet paper is tried and true, and usually very biodegradable. Many parks allow you to bury your toilet paper, but some don't, so please respect whatever the park's rules are. Wipes are very popular, especially in the wild, but many of the ones you buy, even the ones that claim to be biodegradable, might not be as degradable as you think, so please consider that if you're planning on leaving it behind. Even though you're burying it in the ground, that doesn't mean that it won't eventually make its way to the surface, or that someone or something won't eventually dig it up. If you use a product that isn't truly biodegradable to wipe your rear end, please put it in a Ziploc bag, or 2 or 3, and pack it out with the rest of your trash. If you've found yourself in a sticky situation in which you don't have anything man-made to clear your rear end with, or if that's just your thing, I'm not here to judge, there are oftentimes a lot of natural resources that are more effective than you think. Things like leaves, grass, even rocks, sticks, and snow do a pretty good job. I just suggest that you know how to avoid things like poison ivy and poison oak. I'll be leaving a link below in the description to a blog post that has taught me quite a few things when it comes to knowing how to identify proper natural resources to wipe with. When all else fails, socks, shirts, etc., they're all fair game. Don't touch anything with the hand that you wiped with. Take your trowel, stick, or rock and cover the hole with dirt. Remember not to get any poo on it. Do not use your poo hand to operate the trowel. Cover the area with a rock or a little stick poking out of the ground to warn other outdoorsy folk. Now it comes to cleaning your hands. If possible, soap and water is the gold standard, but oftentimes difficult to pull off in a sanitary way by yourself. Hand sanitizer is your next best bet and is actually very effective as long as your hands aren't visibly soiled. Streams and the like are a nice way to rinse off, but are oftentimes a little bit contaminated themselves, so following up with hand sanitizer afterwards is a really good idea. Another thing you can use is a nitrile or latex glove, which will help bypass some of these steps and keep your hands clean, but they're not biodegradable at all, so please pack them out as we discussed before. Lastly, ask God for forgiveness for the sin that you've just committed. You hear that, kids? Pooping is a sin. Just kidding, have fun out there, everyone, and you can find me somewhere outdoors.